Hi, I'd like to welcome you to the Costa Blanca Zoo. I'll be guiding you on a personal guided tour through the zoo today. Mm-hmm. Yes, my name is Liz. It's nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. There are approximately 75 animals that we have within the grounds, and we have about 100,000 visitors during this season alone, so we are a rather busy zoo. Mm-hmm. We have 3 different cafes, so if you do need a refreshment while we're walking around, that's perfectly fine. And we also have 5 different restaurants, and we have various snack carts throughout the zoo as well. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I see that you brought quite a few snacks and a little backpack with you, so that's great. Mm-hmm. Now, we do recommend that all of our visitors do apply a liberal coat of sunblock because our zoo is in a very sunny location, so you've already done that. Okay, great. Yeah, we have quite a few people reporting to the nurses station that we have here with sunburns, and so we always like to make sure all of our guests are comfortable during their guided tours. Okay, well then we'll get started. Sounds like you're completely prepared. That's wonderful. Great. Okay, well, the first exhibit we're going to actually check out, if you'll just follow me, this is the poisonous creature area. Mm-hmm. And in this exhibit, you're going to see quite a few different spiders, snakes, that sort of thing. Of course, they're all behind glass. This right here is a boa constrictor. And yes, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that our zoo is broken up into different regions of the world. This is the only area, the poisonous creature house, that is not a particular area or region of the world. So in this particular house, you'll find all sorts of different venomous creatures, reptiles and arachnids, that sort of thing, from all different areas of the globe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is a boa constrictor right here. And then this next exhibit we have here, you'll find one of our tarantulas. This is actually an indigenous species. Mm-hmm. Yes. We do actually have a crocodile area here as well, toward the back of the reptile house. We do. Yes. Yes, most definitely. If this is kind of off-putting to you, you just let me know and we will leave and we'll go on to the next part of the tour, okay? Okay. I have to admit, before I started working here, I was a little hesitant to walk through the reptile house, but you get used to it after a while, I suppose. Okay, this next particular animal we have here is one of our most venomous snakes. Yeah. Yeah, you're more than welcome to take pictures. We do ask that you don't take flash photography in here if at all possible, though. It will disturb the animals. Yeah, we keep the area quite dark just because we find that's the best way to keep the animals completely comfortable and the best way to showcase them so that all of our visitors can see. Yeah. Okay, and as we leave the reptile house here, you'll notice that we have a variety of mice and chinchillas at the exit. Yeah, well, we found this was the best place for them because it is darker, and you'll notice there's a red tinted light in here, and we find this to be the most comfortable habitat for them. And so they are separated away from the reptiles at the exit of the house, but yeah, they are one of our main attractions. Everybody loves the chinchillas. Yes, we also have some pygmy mice here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and head out of the reptile area. And there Yeah, are there any particular animals that you wanted to see? Since I am going to be your personal tour guide today, I'd be more than happy to kind of highlight the animals that you have a preference for. Okay. Okay, yeah, we could definitely check those out. Yeah, those are all included kind of on the tour anyway, so that would be perfect. Great. Okay, well, the first kind of area we're going to be heading into is, yeah, we're going to be heading over to the Africa area, actually. And we have a wide variety of animals that kind of thrive in that habitat. We have some gazelles here, and we have elephants. If you look down there, actually, in that enclosure, we have, yeah, we have them all kind of in a very, very large open area, so they're able to kind of move about. Of course, the elephants go very slowly, but the gazelles can kind of hop about if they like, and these are all, of course, animals that kind of coexist together. Yeah. The elephant feeding time is actually at 1 p.m., so if you'd like to come back and check that out, it's free of charge. You can view that, and yeah, you kind of get up close and personal with the elephants, and of course all of our elephants are completely gentle creatures, so you won't have to worry about anything. Well, yeah, you will find a wide variety of our animals that we have here. They are wild creatures, of course, so we do have a thick pane of glass between you and them. We prefer not to have bars, just because it inhibits the animal's view, and it also, of course, inhibits the guest's view of the animals. So all of them, all of our enclosures that needed to be kind of more closely guarded are all glass panes rather than bars. Exactly. All right. Well, the first thing we're going to be looking at kind of in this continent, the African continent, is, as I told you, the elephants are right down there, and then you'll see the gazelles. Yeah, there's actually a vast array of animals that we have in this particular enclosure. If you look at that sign right there off to the right, it'll tell you all about the various animals that we have here in this particular area. Yes, the newest addition is actually we had a baby elephant born here about 5 months ago. We call him Choo Choo. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, you can see him right there. I know, he's adorable, isn't he? He's quite large still, though, of course, because he is an elephant, but yeah. And there's actually recording. If you go to the elephant feeding, if you attend that event that we have here, there's a recording of him just after his birth. It's quite amazing. Okay, we'll move on to the next area now. I'd kind of like to show you one of my favorite areas of the zoo, and it's the aviary. You're not afraid of birds, are you? Okay. Yeah, I had a bit of an aversion to birds when I first began here, but again, I've kind of gotten used to it. So we'll head over there, and this is actually in the America area of our park. And yes, we do have some small primates, and we have some lemurs and that sort of thing in the aviary also. But we have storks and, of course, mallards, ducks, and geese. And then we have a couple of peacocks and even some flamingos in the outer regions of the aviary. Yeah, as we walk through here, yeah, we've actually put it in a building that looks quite like an Aztec pyramid from the outside. Yeah, since it is the Americas, so we found this to be quite quite entertaining. So as you go through here, you can also purchase some bird seed if you'd like to feed the animals while we're walking through here. And there's several bridges that you'll find throughout the aviary, as well as 50 different types of plants. Yeah, as you'll notice, the aviary is kind of broken off into different subsets of species. So one area will be particularly flamingos, as I mentioned, and then another area will be all storks. And the plants that we put in those areas are the ones that attract those particular birds. But they do all coexist together quite nicely here. Yeah, all of the baby ducks were just born 3 weeks ago, so they're just hatched. Yeah, they're quite cute, aren't they? All that little down on them instead of the feathers. They're quite amazing. Okay, go ahead and head out of the aviary then. Yeah, it is quite relaxing. Sometimes I just like to sit in here and kind of reflect upon my day. It's just very quiet. You hear the birds chirping, of course, and then you'll hear mating calls every now and again. It's quite relaxing. Okay, the next thing I'd like to show you is our lion enclosure. We actually have, this is heading back to the Africa area. We have a little area of the America region that kind of dips into the African area that we have. Yeah. So this is the lion enclosure. We have 2 lions, a male and a female, and then as you'll see we have 2 cubs there. They were born about 6 months ago. And we kind of had a wave of births all of a sudden this year, which was remarkable. Yeah, it had been about 5 years since we'd actually had any births here, and then all of a sudden it just we had an outbreak of it, so yeah, we're enjoying it. See all the little babies around here. So, the lions, these particular lions were actually rescued. Someone had them as pets, and we rescued them, and we rehabilitated them, and now they're yeah, they're of course completely domesticized because, or domesticated because, yeah, someone kept them as pets, but they're perfectly happy here now. Yeah, they eat amazing amounts of food, so yeah, we try to keep them happy and healthy here. Okay, now we'll head over to the next display here, and these are our chimpanzees. We're quite proud of them. There's 5 of them. Yes. Well, there haven't been any chimpanzee babies born in a couple of years now, but the youngest there, yeah, his name is Sneezy. We named them all after dwarves, so we're hoping to have 2 more so that we can have a complete set. But Sneezy was born, about 2 years ago, and they all have their own individual characters. It's wonderful. I like to come and sit and watch them quite often. Okay, the next enclosure we have here are the otters. Yes, we're in a different area of the zoo now. It's not the same Africa region, but I just wanted to show you these. Yeah, they groom each other, and as you can see, we have a large pond in the middle for them. They like to take a nice dip in the water, especially when it gets warm. And so, yeah, they usually, when it gets quite hot, they'll actually usually lie together and just kind of in the shadiest area of the enclosure and just kind of try to keep as cool as possible. Okay. All right. Now we're going to head back more into the America region of the park. It pertains mainly to animals of North and Southern Americas, yeah. And this first animal here, we have a jaguar. Yes. It's only one, it's a male. And he's on loan to us, actually, and he's been with us for about 3 years. He tries to keep out of the sun quite a bit. You'll find him in the shadier areas of his enclosure. And then the next animal you see here. This is actually a boar. We have a wild boar here. And then This next one is one of my favorites. We have a whole area with our rhinos. This area of the park here is going to be kind of, I call it the potpourri area of the park just because it has various different species from different regions. And we did it this way simply because we found that these particular animals did better in these specific enclosures. For instance, the rhinos, we had them in a different area of the park, and the enclosure just wasn't large enough, especially since they are expanding. They had a little baby here about 5 months ago, so yeah, we had to find them a bigger enclosure, and so there wasn't one in their particular region, so we moved them here. Okay, then this next area you're going to find here, we have a tortoise. We actually have 3 of them. Yeah, and as you can see, they are quite large, and they can live to be quite old, over 100 years old, yeah. This one we have here is only 55, quite young in terms of tortoise years, anyway. Okay, and this next exhibit I wanted to show you here. That's right, yeah. These are our Sumatran tigers, and we have 2 of them. Yes, that one right there is named Alice, and that one right there is named Betty. They're actually on loan to us from the San Diego Zoo. Yeah, they just didn't have the space for them, so they asked if we could take them on, and we were very happy to do so because we didn't have any tigers at that point. It was about 5 years ago. So we're very happy to have them here with us. Yeah, this tiger, the tiger feeding time is actually at 4:30, so it's just before we close the park. And so you can come back here and see them. Okay. Well, we're done with the tour itself. Is there any other animal you'd like to see? You just like to browse around? Okay, well that's perfectly fine. I did want to let you know, however, we do have a show. It's about falconry, and that will be going on at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. There's 2 showings of it. And then we do have a musical performance at 3 o'clock at the main stage, and that will be with some local dancing and music. It's a fantastic performance. You definitely want to check it out if you have the time. Okay, well, it was fantastic meeting you, and I'll be wandering around the park, so if you need anything, feel free to let me know. I'll be doing some other guided tours, but I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have, or any of the other staff. Just kind of pull them aside, and yeah, definitely. Okay, well, yes, your ticket does cover 2 meals while you're here, or I'm sorry, a meal and a snack, and then you get 3 beverages, so you don't need to worry about any of that. Wonderful. Okay, well, I'll see you around the park then.